You're listening to the Supreme Show.
What up, y'all?
Me, Supreme,
boy,
aka
Supreme.
Big G, the brother with the platinum voice that'll put
Back
you to
with
sleep.
another
So
edition.
listen, like, and subscribe. And
25 years
don't forget to
of
drop
group
a
home.
comment. Peace.
The album Livin-Proof. This is an interesting story. But first, I want to get into the body of work that Primo produced on this track. I mean, to me personally, this is some of his best work outside of Gangstar. Period. A lot of people will say, oh no, J. Rue the Damager, Primo did J. Rue the Damager's album. And that shit was, but by far, to me, this is my opinion, this Group Home album was Premier's best body of work outside of Gangstar. But anywho, I remember when I first heard about Group Home, it was kind of weird because I used to listen to DJ Chris G, straight from the underground, back in 1990, back in the early to late 90s. I want to say from like 92 to 99. I used to listen to him every Saturday. And then he started coming on Monday through Friday in the mornings and stuff. I faithfully listened to straight from the underground. Chris G was the man. He's the Cool Herc of Rochester, New York. But anyway, one Saturday night I was listening to Chris G, and he played a song called My Friends, My So-Called Friends, My Friends, My So-Called Friends. And I'm like, who is that? I caught it at the tail end of it. You know, I heard like the last minute and a half of it or something like that. And I was blown away. I was like, yo, who is these kids? Who is these dudes rapping over this dope ass beat? And when the song went off, I was hoping Chris G would say, you know, who the artist was. Because, you know, back then we didn't have internet. You know, we didn't have smartphones. Internet was out, but we didn't have it. You know, we didn't have smartphones. So, you know, in order for you to find out a song, you had to ask somebody or just pray that the DJ would say the name of the song and the name of the artist. So when that song went off, Chris G came on and he was like, yeah, that's Guru featuring this is what I heard. He said, that's Guru featuring the Guru Home. I heard Guru Home. I knew who Guru was from Gangstar. And I said, okay, it kind of sounded like him in the chorus. My friends, my so-called friends, blah, blah, blah. So I'm asking around town. I'm asking people, have they ever heard of the Guru Home? And people looking at me like I'm crazy. You know, come to find out that was a premiere. That was a world premiere. It was an exclusive track that Chris G had played. Nobody had ever heard of him. They didn't know what the hell I was talking about. I was saying the name wrong, you know. Anyway, you know, I had asked a friend of mine who was a huge Gangstar fan. I said, yo, you ever heard of the Guru Home? And he was like, Guru Home? And I was like, yeah, they got a song called My Friends, My So-Called Friends. He was like, oh yeah. He was like, yeah, that's Group Home. This was like maybe late 90 or fall of 95, like September of 95. And so I said, okay, Group Home. So I just filed that in the back of my mind. So I searched everywhere looking for this Group Home. Couldn't find it. You know, couldn't find nothing. So, you know, I said to myself, I'll find it sooner or later. You know, I was like 15 years old. So, you know, fast forward to, I want to say like December of 95. Now, the Fugees had a record called Fuji La. Ooh la la la. It's the way that we rock when we're doing our thing. And I had to have that. So I went to the record store and I'm looking for the Fugees album, you know. Didn't know what it was called. All I knew was Ooh La 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 from Tina Turner. My mother used to play that on a regular basis back in '88. So I'm looking for the album and I couldn't find it. So couldn't find it. So I looked through the tapes, the cassette tapes, couldn't find it. Looked through the CDs, couldn't find the album. So I stroll on over to the cassette singles. And I'm looking through the A's, the B's. I'm just looking, you know. I didn't see nothing I was interested in. You know how they used to have the cassette singles lined up in alphabetical order, A, B, C, D, or whatever. So I get to the F's, and I'm looking for the Fugees. Boom, they had it. And I was like, oh, okay. It was the single to Fuji Live. And on the B side, I think it was how many MCs do we battle on a daily? Yeah, I think it was how many MCs on the B side. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, okay, the Fugees, you know. So I look over to my right into the G section, and I see Group Home single. I was like, oh shit, it was Suspended in Time. So I bought both of them, right? And I ran home, played them nonstop. I was calling people, letting people hear Group Home over the phone, letting people hear the Fugees over the phone, what have you. So I knew I was going to have the album. I was going to have to find that Group Home album by any means. So I was calling around different record stores. Nobody had it. So my mom used to get these Columbia House CDs in the mail, like the list of CDs that Columbia House used to have in the mail. It was like you can get 10 for a penny, as long as you pay for shipping and handling. So I looked at one of them, and Group Home was on there. So I saved my money, got a money order, sent it in, or whatever. A couple of weeks later, it came in the mail. Played it nonstop. From top to bottom. It was hot. My favorite track on there was Super Duper Star. Always love your mother because you never have another. You know? And livin-proof. Oh man. I played this album to death. But it was only one problem. That song, my so-called friends wasn't on there. So, you know, I'm like, man, how am I gonna find that song? So, you know, I just forgot about it. You know, I just played the livin-proof album to death. You know, I mean, this album was a monster. It was a monster from top to bottom. I'm not even gonna go through the whole album. I mean, I'm not gonna go track to track, but you had livin-proof, Suspended in Time, Superstar. You know, you had Guru produced a track on there too. You know, that track was fire. I mean, this whole album was a monster. Shout out to the Group Home for putting out classic material. They don't get the respect that they should. You know, I mean, they're underrated. Seriously, they should be. They're up there with MOP, if you ask me, and Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe like 3 or 4 years later, I finally found out where that song, My So-Called Friends, came from. A friend of mine told me, a friend of mine's uncle had the CD of Guru Presents Ill Kid Records. You know, and he made me a copy. He recorded it onto a tape, you know, but it was a lot of hissing and static in the background because it was a cheap tape. But I always kept in the back of my mind that I'm gonna get that Ill Kid CD. Now here's an interesting story on how I found that Ill Kid CD. You know, some years later, I'll say around 2009, I had got my first laptop. And I said, I wonder if I could find that CD. So I just Googled it. Guru Presents Ill Kid Production. Thinking I was going to never find it, you know, because from what I heard, it was a limited edition. And so when I Googled it, it popped up. You know, it was like $8.99 on this site called Amazon. I was like, Amazon? I had heard of Amazon. I thought they only sold books. I heard of Amazon back in the 90s. You know, I thought they only sold books, but I'm like, oh shit, they selling CDs now? I said, well, I'm about to get this CD. I got to have it. I said, let me see what else they sell. And I mean, they sold CDs and DVDs and everything. I'm like, oh shit, Amazon upgraded. You know, I told my girl, I was like, it's this site called Amazon that got CDs and DVDs. She was like, Amazon? She was like, what? You know, and so Guru Presents Ill Kid was the first CD I had ever ordered off Amazon. And I was telling other people about Amazon, and they was like, what? You know, now Amazon is a household name. Amazon is a household name now. But if it wasn't for me being persistent about trying to find that Guru Presents Ill Kid, I would have eventually found out about Amazon, but it would have been some years later. You know? But yep. That was the first CD I bought off of, and then I eventually got Group Home CD over again. I don't know how many times I bought that livin-proof CD over. You know, that's just a must stay in your collection. You know, you lose it. Matter of fact, I let somebody hold the original one that I got from Columbia House, and I let somebody hold it and never saw it again. You know, matter of fact, that CD is what made me say I'll never let nobody hold nothing of mine again. When I let this dude hold the CD and he never returned it, I said never again. You know, I'll burn you a copy, or give me $5, I'll make you a copy. You know, I ain't letting you hold nothing, because motherfuckers don't like to return shit. You know what I'm saying? But yo, let me know what your favorite track was and how you felt about this album. Group Home, Livin' Proof. Holla at your boy Kareem Supreme, 100.